Oh, hello. Welcome to Sixth Letter to Earth. And this is episode 1, The Earth's Biggest Battle. Or humanity's biggest battle, I guess I should say. Anyways, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the show. I am Nightmarish, or Kyle, whatever you want to call me. And this is my inaugural podcast. And it's kind of crazy because when I was thinking about this, I was thinking, oh, should I do this? Should I make this podcast? Should I really do this? And I got signs. I legitimately got signs this week that, yes, this is what you need to be doing. You need to be spreading positivity. You need to be spreading the word. And, you know, speak your mind. Speak about energy. Speak about all these things, you know? And that's what, and I was giving a true sign. This week, when I'm thinking about what I'm going to talk about for the first episode, which I now know a little bit more. We're going to talk more about the process in a little bit. But I could feel dark energy, and I felt dark energy, and I unfortunately didn't fix it before it overcame me. Anger came over me, the darkness and negativity, and I reacted in a very negative way, and a negative event happened. I broke a window. I'm not proud of it. I'm not happy about it, but we got it dealt with. We're getting it dealt with. And what I decided to do, and what I should have done right away, is meditate. Use meditation to recenter myself, get rid of those negative thoughts, get rid of those negative feelings, and come back and rock and roll. And go on with my day. And it just made me feel, because that's kind of a good chunk of essentially what I'm going to talk about today in the first section of the podcast, which is essentially going to be all about the energies and the battling energies is what I'm calling them, because it's the biggest battle that no one talks about in the universe. And that will be for a little bit. That'll be in the meat and potatoes of the show. I first want to talk a little bit more about the structure of the show. We tried doing this earlier. We tried to record it earlier, and it didn't work. Sound quality didn't work, and I don't think the live stream really worked. But it did spring a few new ideas. So I figure we'll get those out of the way right now, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the show. Meat and potatoes, the actual show part of it. So, this podcast is going to be exclusively on Spreaker, Spreaker. I think that's just how it's going to be, and it makes it a lot easier. But I would like people to use the suggestion box for me to talk to them in the podcast form. I was trying to do a live stream with it, and I just found the sound quality didn't work, the connection didn't work, and it was a mess. But I'm thinking from that I have spurred a new idea, and I will be doing TikTok positivity streams. And I think on that's where we try to send positive vibes to everyone, say hi to everyone, give positive vibes to people, uplift people. If you're feeling down, my positive vibes will be to raise you up. Alright? That's what we're going to do for positivity streams on TikTok. That's what we're going to do instead. As for Twitch and DLive, strictly gaming. They're going to be strictly gaming. I'm only going to game with that. But my podcast, where you're listening to this right now, this is something that I'm still going to do. I want people to encourage to listen to this, and I'm going to send people to the podcast to listen to it. So please share this with everyone if you think they could use the positivity, or maybe you think they would like to hear my opinion about things and life and society. Or if they need some positivity, if they're down and they haven't been feeling great, send them my way. Send them my way because I want to spread positivity in the world. I want to spread positivity. I want to try to get rid of the negative energy in the world. And we can do that one person at a time. And I know this doesn't have a big outreach right now, but if I can get one person help them with their getting more positive, thinking more positively, or helping them try to flush out their negative energy, that's something I want to do. So that's essentially what this podcast is going to be about, and that's what I want. Also, I'm going to go on rambling rants about random topics, like you'll hear it after this. But if you want to hear the full podcast, which you are listening to right now, it's on Spreaker. If you want to go on those positivity streams that I'm going to plan out, they'll be on TikTok. If you want to watch me play games, which I will play games tomorrow, I believe I will play games tomorrow, then you can follow me on DLive and Twitch. All those links are in my link tree, and they are in this podcast. All right. And I will upload these podcasts late Saturday, early Sunday. Give you something to wake up to Sunday too, and maybe a different thought on Sunday. And I'm thinking with gaming, I'll be gaming on Sunday nights. And for positivity streams, I think those will just happen at random spurts throughout all TikTok. Alright, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. This is episode 1, the biggest battle facing humanity right now. Alright, so what do we think? Well, what do we think when we think of the biggest battles? Like, what are things that we are facing on Earth? Like, what, if you had to say, okay, if there's two sides on Earth, if there's two sides for humanity, or issues or conflict or anything like that, what would be the biggest thing affecting humanity right now? What is the biggest battle we have had in humanity? Survival? Well, yeah, of course we did. But we've come to a point where we can have a human can last up for 100 years now, and it's only getting better. As technology grows. So would living be the biggest challenge? I don't think so. I think we've got that pat down. I think we're no longer dying from everyday diseases anymore. Which leads to the coronavirus. Is coronavirus the biggest thing plaguing the earth right now? Well, it's a disease. It comes and goes. And if I have to really think about it, and you think about the numbers, I'm not saying it's not real and it's not happening. All I'm saying is if you look at the numbers, it's the numbers that are being reported. 2% of the entire population has gone so far. Alright? 2%. So, out of 7 billion people or more, 140 million have caught it. Right? So that's 2%. And of those 140 million people in the world, like 2% of the world, 2% of those people, 2% of the 140 million have died because of coronavirus. Now, I'm not saying that that's still not a big number, because I mean, 3 million is still a big number, all right? And I feel sorry for anyone that is affected by it, but as for the world on a whole, coronavirus is another virus, and it's going to be shaken off with the earth, just like us humans. We've had many plagues before, many diseases before. We're going to shake it off. We're going to get a cure. We have the vaccine coming. So as it is a thing, it is something that's happening. I'm not saying it is not. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying that people are not dying, because people are definitely dying. People are definitely getting sick. I am more saying that I don't think it's the biggest battle right now on Earth is fighting coronavirus. No. See, I really truly believe the biggest battle facing Earth right now is the battle of energies. The battle of light versus dark. Positivity versus negativity. Because I feel we control our energies. Energy is all around us. We control it. And it's a very powerful thing that we can control our energy. I told you earlier about how I was so negative, an angry situation. I didn't calm myself. I didn't center myself with meditation. And it turned out that if I had done that, I probably wouldn't have overflowed with darkness. And then I controlled the rest of my day. The rest of the day, I had a great day after that point in time. And every day, every night, every day that I meditate, I have a great day. That little bit of time after I meditate is always wonderful. And I'm always happy and I feel great and just full of positivity. Energies is real. And tapping into energies is so many different ways. Like positively and negatively. Positive ways of tapping into energies or positive energy things is boosting people's moods or raising people up. Being complimentary. Being positive. You know? You say that those glasses look good. I like the color of that pen. Your car looks cool. Your positivity, it's simple stuff. That's simple stuff, being positive. But we can also be negative about those things too. Well, those glasses, they're not cool at all. That pen is red. Ugh. Red is gross. That car looks expensive. He probably had to have his parents pay for it. Same objects, negative response. So, and we choose which energy we feed into. We choose which energy to feed into. We choose if we want to react positively to something. We choose if we want to react negatively to something. Like, for instance, someone is picking on, how about this? Someone is calling someone else a name. Let's say you see someone calling someone else a name. What should you do? What would be the best way to handle the situation? Well, of course, Stan would say, "Nah, he's not that." Like, someone calls a kid a loser. "No, he's not a loser. You're a loser." Does that kind of sound negative? It kind of sounds negative to me. Instead of dealing with the negative energy that of the new person calling him a loser, if you channel energy to the person and say, "Hey, you're not a loser. You're a wonderful person. Do you want to go hang out?" Something like that. That's positive. You choose who you channel your energy to. If there's a bully, You choose to channel your energy to that bully. I know that for a fact. I've done that. I may not have been acted negative towards the bully, but I chose to feed into his energy. The energy you feed into is the energy that you're going to get back. And that is the main point of energies. Light energy, dark energy. And I do believe there is a true battle of light energy and dark energy on this earth. I believe there is a group of people that want to prevent us humans from being positive and bright and spread positivity amongst ourselves. I believe there is a group that want us to be dark and don't want us to be together, because it is a very powerful thing when a group of people are meditating and being positive. Example, this week, I've watched a lot of people praying and praying to God or Jesus or whoever they pray with, and some actually cry. And I always thought, oh, they must be joking around. They must not be sincere about that. Why would they be crying? It's just a prayer. Well, this week I had 2 prayers with my wife and my son. We both were holding hands, and I cried. Tears came out of my eyes. Real tears came out of my eyes. Because of how much negative energy I took in, I feel that was my body getting rid of it. And there's a connection between me and God, or me and Jesus, me and the upper being, me and the upper consciousness. I just feel we work together so well, or we connected so well. The whole experience was so powerful. I couldn't believe it. Now, you may not believe in God, you may not believe in Jesus, that's fine. But you can believe in getting rid of negative thoughts. You can believe in getting rid of negative energy. And you don't even need to have a Bible to tell you. You don't need a book to tell you that. That should just be a good person. That should be something in your heart. Your heart should feel that. That's what you should be feeling in your heart. It is so powerful. We can be so powerful if we are more positive with each other. Because the brighter we get together, the brighter we are, the more positivity in the world, the more powerful it is. That was just 3 of us praying together. Just imagine if we got more of us praying together and being positive with each other. It would be massive. It would be massive. The problem is we have a big blanket of negativity overwatching us, and that want to divide us. They don't want us to unite. They don't want us to get rid of our negative energy. They want to throw more negative energy on us. They want to divide us. They don't want us to be together. They don't want us to be by our neighbors and spread positivity with each other. They'll find ways to divide us. Right now, coronavirus is one way they're dividing us. They're also dividing us on race. They're trying to say your other neighbors who are a different race don't like you because of their political beliefs. That's another thing they're dividing us on. They want to have hive men. Right now, dark energy wants hive mentality to take over. And that's not right. That's not right. Dark energy should not be dealing with hive mentalities. Just lead us to going down the wrong path. And I feel that is a very negative path. And what I mean by hive mentality is where if you're a group, and let's say someone thinks outside of your group, you should be okay with that person having that thought. You shouldn't be trying to put them down. But the problem is we're being told to put that person down. The way I look at it is, and here's the thing. You can feel good about that group. And let's say you don't have hive mentality. Here's the great thing. Here's another thing with the hive mentality, I think. It's great to be in groups together. I literally just said that. I'd be hypocritical if I didn't say it's great to be in groups. But being positive with each other. If you are all in a group, being positive with each other, fighting for freedom, or it may not just be freedom, it may be just to celebrate who you are. That is great. It is great to celebrate who you are. And if another group wants to celebrate also, you shouldn't be upset about that person celebrating also. Unless if you're looking, like the only way I can see that happen is if you want the attention of the celebration. You want to be known that you're celebrating it. And it's kind of selfish. Sorry, my voice just cracked there. It's kind of selfish if you think about it. If you can't let other people be happy at the same time. Why can't both, in any situation, any movement, or any group following, if you cannot, I feel like if you cannot express your opinions, express your celebration, express yourself without putting someone else down, that's not positive. Like, I think a great way is to bring awareness to your situation, but not putting other people down because of that situation. Say, this is what happened. It happened. This is what happened, and we've had to go through this. Let's get better. But there's no reason to put people down because of that. Because that eye for an eye thing, well, I love this quote. I don't know where I heard it, but I heard this. It's called, if we all had an eye for an eye mentality, we both would be blind running around. And we will fail to see what is happening. Essentially, I heard that somewhere. I can't remember where I heard it. I don't do much research for this, and this is more just me blabbering on about my inner thoughts. So, I just feel like if someone hurts you, and then yeah, you'll be down, and they'll be trying to feed negative energy into you. Here's the way I'm looking at it. Let's say if someone came and hit me from behind, hit me in the head. My head hurts. It hurts really bad. I understand. Probably my first mentality is I want revenge on that person. I want to go turn around and punch him in the head. But what I really should be thinking about doing is trying to get my head better. I should try to fix the pain in my head. It's a real crazy thing to think about. It's hard. It's difficult. I even have troubles with it too. I have troubles with it also. We all do. But that's the beauty of this. Is if we start feeding more energy into which side you want positive energy, if you want dark energy, it's so crazy. If you feed into whichever one you want, it will happen. If you want more positive energy in your life, feed into positive energy. If you want negative energy, feed into negative energy. One will make you spiral downwards into pit of despair. One will raise you up into a glorious happiness. It's up to you. And it should be up to you. Because that's another thing that the darkness likes to do, is try to take away your thoughts. See, here's the thing. And in this community I want to start building, in this podcast, in this, everything I want to do, I welcome different opinions. Alright? And I feel we should be able to express different opinions, different sides. Maybe you don't believe in God. Maybe you think religion is a bunch of hooky. Maybe you think religion is the best thing ever and we need to get back to church. Maybe you think that meditation is BS. That is perfectly fine. But once you start insulting me about my opinions or anyone else about that opinion, that's where it gets negative, and that's where we're going to draw the line. is you're going to put other people down for their opinions. We're all allowed to have our own opinions. Alright? As long as we're not harming other people physically, we should be able to have our opinions. No matter how dumb. Like flat earth societies. Let's just talk about flat earthers. Even though it's been time and time again told that the earth is not flat, these guys still believe it. Well, should we call them idiots? Or should we, should we call them idiots? No. Ignore them. Don't feed into them. If you don't think they're right, don't feed into them. Just ignore them. Because if you give them attention, that's what they want. And who knows? Here's the other thing, and I said this last week. Here's the other thing about history and things we were taught. A man is malleable, and a man can feed into dark energies. So how do we know 100% that what we've been taught, what history we've been told, what traditions we've been told to do, our histories, our life, our everything, how do we know all of that is real? Like, to me, this is the biggest thing I've been coming to realization with, is how can you know what a man has told you is real unless if you've seen it with your own two eyes? It's like, for me, anything before 1992, I'm trusting that everyone else is telling me that it's happened. Heck, even 1994, 1995, anything before 1995, I'm trusting that people are telling me it, because I don't remember anything. I don't remember being a kid. I don't remember what's going on. I don't know if all of what I've been taught is true. Like, I can only believe what I see with my eyes. It's kind of sad to think about that. So then, putting faith into a physical man, like a celebrity, a politician, a sports star, doesn't really seem to make sense, does it? Or a teacher. Teachers, they educate us, and I think that is great to learn more. But again, how do we know what they are told to teach us is real? That's like a big existential question I've had. But it's so important to be listening, so important to be thinking for ourselves. It's important to have our minds for ourselves. Think about what we want in life. Not letting other people tell us what we want in life. And I feel that is really, really important. That we have control of our own minds. And then we can choose where we put our energy into. We choose where we want to put our energies into. We choose which side we want to put our energies into as us. Not anyone else. No one else gets to choose that. But we do. And we could easily just give it up to someone to tell us how to think, tell us how to live. Doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me why we would trust a man. That's why I put my faith in a God or a creator or Jesus. Or the upper consciousness beings, the upper conscious beings. That's why we put our trust in them. Because they can actually influence our lives. So like I said, if we put positive energy, if we feed into positive energy, sorry, we'll get more positive feedback out. So I think that is a pretty good length for this section. Now, at this time, I would usually go and look at what kind of community mail we got or comments we got in the suggestion box. If you want the suggestion box, it is a link in the description of this podcast, and you can click on it. You can tell me what you think about this this podcast. Talk about episodes. You can talk about future episodes, which I will give a little preview of what I think the next episode is going to be about. You can give me if you're feeling negative and you need a little positivity boost, suggestion box. I really hope people will do that. Spread the podcast around to spread some positivity. Sixth Letter to Earth is not. If you look at Sixth Letter to Earth, I was trying to have a clever name, but it actually turned into a perfect name. I was trying to have like fix the Earth. I was trying to fix the Earth or fuck the Earth, whichever one you choose. Whatever, it's all your choice. But now I now that I think about it, Sixth Letter to Earth, Freedom to Earth is what that stands for. Sixth Letter to Earth. So if you want to find all that, it's in the link tree. Go to the suggestion box. Oh, and also the suggestion box is 100% anonymous. So just so you guys know, you don't have to put your email onto there unless you want me to. Please don't do that. I don't need your email. Just send your suggestions, send your questions, send your ideas about the episodes or comments about the episode. And you don't have to put your name behind it. I do want nicknames though. Because nicknames will allow me to allow you to know I'm talking about you. So, anyways, yeah. So how this is gonna work is I'm gonna now at this point I give a little preview of what I think I'm gonna talk about next week's episode. And next week's episode, I am going to be talking about cannabis and how I feel it connects to life. I'm actually using it right now, and I'd like people to comment in the suggestion box and send suggestions of what they think about cannabis, their cannabis story. I'm going to talk about mine. If you haven't seen the preview of some ideas I have, I'm actually going to have to take that preview down because we need to change that up. Because I'm not going to live stream anymore. Because it turned out that did not work out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. I am Nightmarish. Please, if I can give you a piece of advice to leave this episode with, feed into positive energy. You choose which side you want to. You choose your path. You feed into positivity, you get positivity. You feed into negativity, you're going to get negativity, and you're not going to perspire. You're going to have negative things happen to you. 100%. That's how I feel. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week. So, from now on, these podcasts are just going to be me recording by myself. I'll do live streams. I'll figure out live streams later on. But for now, this is the podcast. I hope you guys all have a great week. And I'll see you guys next Saturday.